the NFL trade deadline just flew by and a lot of stuff happened, so let's talk about it. I'm going to start with the Bears because, well, they were the most active. They had the most moves. I don't hate that they traded Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn. I don't hate like what they're doing. I just really was surprised that they couldn't get a bigger haul out of either of those guys. And on the contrary, you overpaid for Claypool. Like, I certainly understand the Robert Quinn trade. I mean, he's an agent guy. You're trying to clear up some cap. And I understand you have to pay Roquan Smith after this year, but I mean, he's still young, and like I said, you got 3 picks combined for those 2 players, and no players either, and no pick above a 3rd rounder. Down the line, you really think that those 3 picks, whoever it is you draft, are going to be more valuable than Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn, what they can provide to a defense? I don't know. I made a whole video talking about the Roquan Smith trade and what it means for Baltimore, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. I guess I'll just say it's a good fit for them schematically, or it's what they really need on their defense. And then for Philly, man, I mean, I commend them for making a good move. I mean, they recognize that they're in a win now contending situation, and why not just make the defense even better? I mean, you look at the Rams; they were already one of the best teams in the league last year before making the move for Von Miller and Odell. And I mean, I like it. You're sealing the deal. You're basically settling the fact like, hey, let's go get this ring. But yeah, I mean, Chicago, you got, like I said, no more than a 3rd rounder for either of those 2 really good defensive players, but you gave up a 2nd rounder for Claypool. I mean, that just doesn't sit right with me. Like I said, I understand. I don't hate the fact that they're trading everybody, but the Dolphins had the most significant, the most beneficial pickup to their team, because they really needed Bradley Chubb. Aside from, it's hard for me to actually say that 100% with 100% confidence because like the personnel is there defensively. But again, I said it in my Week 7 takeaways, and I said maybe it's just a product of like the struggle and the disappointing letdown Miami Dolphins defense this year might be a product of losing Brian Flores and gaining Mike McDaniel. You get a good offense, you lose your good defense type deal. But regardless, the defense is struggling. Something's missing. They're not getting terrific pressure. They can't really stop the run. So I mean, they can stop the run a little bit, but secondary's been disappointing. It really just hasn't. I mean, you look at the personnel and it's there. But a good move by the front office to recognize, hey, if we do have a good defense, then we are an instant contender. So let's go try and make a good defense. And not a bad Jeff Wilson Jr. trade considering you only gave up a 5th, but I don't really think it was necessary. I mean, you're telling me Ahmed and Gaskin can't make up for losing Chase Edmonds as your running back too? Jeff Wilson does provide a little bit different running than Mostert though, so I'll give you that. Detroit, I am not rocking with this Hockenson trade. I mean, if you were gaining picks and stacking your picks, it's different. But they swapped 2 of their 4th round picks for a 2nd and a 3rd. They traded Hockenson and 2 4ths for a 2nd and a 3rd. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So you upgraded picks and then got rid of your damn near Pro Bowl caliber tight end. Are you serious? Who is 25? Not to mention you have this young playmaking core who might just be a quarterback away offensively, and you're just gonna get rid of the tight end who's. And tight ends are important. Like when you find a good tight end, keep it. And on the flip side, obviously a good trade for the Vikings going on and recognizing you have your division on lock, trading with a division opponent, and only really having to downgrade 2 of your picks, not even get rid of them, but just downgrade them and getting, like I said, damn near a Pro Bowl caliber tight end to put on the inside where you in an offense where you already have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and what's his name there, Dalvin fucking Cook. Despite Jacksonville only getting a 6th rounder for James Robinson, this is one of the few trades where I feel like both teams won the trade. Obviously, New York Jets, the Breece Hall situation, so good job by them to really not have to pay much and go out and get a very solid replacement. Obviously, you still have Michael Carter, but now you have a running back tandem, which is showing to be more and more important, that depth at the running back position as the years go on, and we see some people think that the top running backs are losing value, whereas the depth might be going up. But the reason why this is okay for Jacksonville is because obviously you had a congested running back room situation, and James Robinson was probably going to walk eventually, so you might as well just get some kind of value out of him instead of just obviously completely losing him with gaining nothing in return. But I don't know why Jacksonville just thinks that trading or signing a bunch of wide receivers is going to fix all their issues, and if you keep doing that. However, getting Calvin Ridley, who is when he's healthy and not suspended for gambling, is a star receiver for ultimately a 5th round pick. That's a good deal. So you can't really pass up on that. So I understand why they did make that move. I don't agree with it from Atlanta's perspective. Obviously, salary is probably what they're thinking about and whatnot. But I mean, fifth round pick, that's all you got. I saved my personal favorite move for last, and that was the Bills trading for Nyheim Hines. I love this move. Obviously getting rid of Zach Moss and a sixth rounder, but I mean, this guy fits, man, and they obviously they're lacking. That's the big concern with Buffalo. The only concern with Buffalo is running back play. Are they going to get enough production from obviously not just their running game, because Josh Allen can provide a little bit, but just from their running backs in general. And Nyheim Hines is a great receiving back, which is perfect for their system, and I think he'll thrive there. So like I said, good move by Buffalo, and another all-in move, even though Nyheim Hines isn't like a crazy valuable guy. A really smart move in my opinion. But yeah, that's really all I got. I was gonna do a takeaways video this week, but the trade deadline was so wild that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this in replacement. But I'll be back in the next one. Stay out of trouble, eat your vegetables,